Hello, this is Samuel from Action Figure Fury, and today I bring you a review of the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn figure. This is, as you can see, this is the Mace version. If you've been following the Action Figure Fury site for a while, you know I've been really excited about the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn figure. When it came out, they revealed it at Toy Fair. And it came out April, March, April, I'm not too sure exactly when it came out, but that first version came with Sword, and for the last, 6 months I've been trying to get my hands on a Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn figure. I've been looking on eBay and other various e-tailers to find one. It's no avail until recently. I found found this version of the Mace on eBay for a very, very good price. I know that the Sword version was the first one. That seems to be the hardest one to get. And there was also a version with the axe. That was a Target exclusive, so that's like nigh impossible to get hold of here in the UK. And I've seen this figure up for pre-order with the Mace, various release dates, no set release, chopping and changing all the time. But I'm glad I finally got on eBay for a very reasonable price of £24. This is a phenomenal figure. It really does. When I watched the early impressions and the reviews of the figure, I was instantly sold straight away on. I really wanted it, and now that I have one in hand myself, I can see why people love it so much. This is a fantastic figure. Of course, as well, before I got this figure, I've been playing Mortal Kombat 11, and I've bought the Spawn in the game, and Spawn in the game is absolutely fantastic. If you didn't know already, in the game he's voiced by Keith David, who voiced him in the fantastically, unfortunately short-lived 90s animated HBO series. He is phenomenal in the game. His voice is great. It's nice to see Keith David reprise the role. So not only for me is this a great representation of Spawn from the video game, but in some ways it's like the version from the animated series for me as well, because it's Keith David voicing him, and I'm very happy to have this on display. The detailing on this thing is absolutely fantastic. But before I show you that, I'm curious to show you the box off. This is the box. I've taken the green in layout with the stand and everything else. This is just the box. You've got a good image on the side of Spawn here, of the figure. All the images of Spawn are of the figure. It's not the in-game model. There's Spawn again. There's Spawn on the back. And on the bottom here it says distributed by Bandai UK Limited. What was strange was I was looking at the Bandai site just yesterday when I got this figure out, and I couldn't find any evidence on there of them selling McFarlane Toys figures. And I will mention this now, it's an absolute pain to get some of the McFarlane Toys figures here in the UK, especially the Mortal Kombat stuff, and the DC stuff seems to be the hardest to get hold of. Fortnite, not really a problem. You can see them in likes of Smiths and whatnot, but when it comes to the Mortal Kombat figures and the upcoming DC stuff, no, DC stuff's a bit slow to release, but the Mortal Kombat, it's nigh impossible to find them, which is unfortunate, because they've really stepped up the game with these Mortal Kombat figures, and Spawn being a prime example. That's just, they're an absolute bit of a pain to get. I'm not too sure what the distribution problem is, but it is a bit of a nuisance to me, especially after seeing how good these figures are, especially the Spawn and the upcoming like Baraka, Melina, and I've seen images of Shao Kahn. I cannot wait for Shao Kahn. They look really, really good, and of course the DC stuff looks great as well. The Witcher stuff, I'd like to get my hands on it, but just don't know when it's going to come out here in the UK, which is a little bit of a gripe. But anyway, I'll take the packaging aside now. This is the close up of the figure. I'll probably have to move my camera just a bit up so you can see more of him. The sculpt on this figure is absolutely incredible. I absolutely love the sculpt on this thing. It is absolutely superb. The head sculpt's really good. I do like how the white bits over the costume are not just painted on, it's actually sculpted. It's actually part of the sculpt, you can see there. I'm not too sure if it's going to show up on camera too well, but it's actually sculpted over top, which is really, really nice, especially on the head here as well. I'll bring that in. The head sculpt is really, really nice. I do love how the green eyes really do shine. So the black bits there, the line streaks, and because you actually see there's a face beneath the mask. Really, really cool. Of course, he's rather spiky, like all Spawn is. Spawn figures are, and I do love the cape. I really do love the cape on this thing. It's absolutely incredible. So you've got these skull chains around here as well. Really, really nice. The skull brooch there for his cape. Really nice texture work on the cape. McFarlane Toys have done a phenomenal job on this. Looks really, really nice. I do love the there's a slight black wash over it, but it's not too much. It looks a bit darker in hand than it is on camera, but it is absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice. I do dig this a lot. I do like the collar isn't too over exaggerated. I do love the Spawn design in the game as well. Obviously, before the figure came out, I saw the design of Spawn in the game. I was really impressed with it. So I really do like the representation. Also, you look closely. I'm not too sure if the suit is black with blue overlay or blue with black overlay. But it sort of gives like a bluey greyish sort of look to it. Looks really, really nice. Doesn't look too dark at all. Of course, you've got the signature bands here with spikes on, the big gauntlets with spikes. On the hands, got more spikes. Got a bigger gauntlet here with some more spikes. They're not too pointy, so you can't really injure yourself too much. Be careful of the belt. The belt's a bit lighter on that front. It's not too spiky. Nice skull there. Got some pouches on here on his leg here. Very, very 90s. There's a little bit of paint miss. No, there's no paint. Yeah, there is a bit of paint missing on that. I think. Yeah. Or there is no paint on them, I'm not too sure. There's a bit of paint, but yeah, you can't really see it. It's not too much of a problem. Because he's got his big boot here with loads of spikes on it, and there's no boot here on this side, 2 feet beneath. Really, really nice. I really do dig this figure a lot. It's probably one of my favourite toys I've got this year, and I've had to wait for this one for so long, it still lives up to the hype, and I'm really, really happy to have it. Before everything else, I'll show the articulation. Spawn has a ball jointed head, so he can go side to side. Very good ball joints. You get a good lot of expression out of him, which is really, really good. There's nothing in the neck at all. He's got butterfly joints on the shoulders. It is a little bit limited. Again, this figure's a bit stiff, so you can bring them forward a little bit, back quite a way, which is quite helpful with the pose, because he does use the mace quite a lot in the game, some of his combos. And he also has a ball joint here, so he goes up, down. It's only slightly hindered by the cape. He's also got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. Careful, you can get your hand on these spikes here. There's no swivel in the gauntlet, and he has a swivel at this wrist and a hinge that goes in and out. It's only slightly limited by the gauntlet, which is not a problem. It's the same on this arm as well. Same as this arm, the same. Same articulation on this side, so it's all the same. He's got a ball joint up here in the chest, so you can go forward quite a bit, back quite a bit. You can tilt him from side to side pretty well. Really, really nice. And also what's great is the paint continues underneath, which is nice. There's no break, which is really, really cool. So there's no break in Spawn's design. There's ball jointed legs, ball jointed hips, so you go up like that. Only back slightly hindered by the cape. It can go out. There is you can also swivel. The NECA figures have a swivel at the ball joint, so you can actually turn like that. That does have that there as well. It has no thigh swivels. It has double jointed knees. I'll do it on this foot because it's easier to do. Go way back. Be careful when you articulate the figure, it can hurt your hands. Also he has a ankle rocker ankle, and he has I'm not too sure, this hinge at the ankle, so it goes down and up, which is very nice. And he has a ball joint as well. He has it on both feet, even on this big boot here, so he has the same articulation, which is really nice. And he does stand very, very well. So overall, this Spawn figure is well articulated. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's probably the best Spawn figure McFarlane Toys have released to date. Except for that upcoming Kickstarter one. I was a bit annoyed I couldn't get that because I'm obviously short of funds at the time, but I'm hoping to see more fully articulated Spawn figures, because this one is absolutely awesome. In the way of accessories, Spawn only came with 2 accessories, unfortunately. I think only the Mortal Kombat figures only come with 2 accessories. He comes with a Mortal Kombat stand, which all Mortal Kombat MK figures by McFarlane Toys come with. They don't necessarily need them per se, because they're quite sturdy, beefy figures that stand on their own. But, you have it if you're having a McFarlane Toys display of all your recent figures. It's nice to have ones with stands with the little names on, say, say Mortal Kombat here, Game of Thrones, or DC, whatever. It's quite nice if you want it in that respect, if need be. And his other accessory he comes with is the Mace. He does use this play this game last night. He does use the Mace quite a bit. He holds it in his hand pretty darn well. I do like the Spawn logo at the top here. It looks really, really cool. You see the green of the eyes and the skull there. Really nice. The spikes are really good. Does hold it very well in his hand. A nice paint wash over it as well. So it looks like it's had some use. I know people's gripes with this, only gripes with this figure really is the lack of accessories, and I can understand where they're coming from. I'm very happy with just having a fantastic looking Spawn figure on the shelf, and this one fits the bill. But I can understand people's annoyance. No sort of alternate on Al Simmons head, or a burger head, or interchangeable hands would be cool, with some plasma effects. That would be nice. Some alternate weapons, guns and stuff. That'd be cool. But I'm guessing we'll see some more Spawn figures down the line, not just from MK11. I wouldn't say no to have another one with this with more accessories and guns and stuff. That'd be pretty darn sweet. But I'm definitely in for some more Spawn fully articulated Spawn figures like this, because this figure is incredible. Unfortunately, at the moment, these Spawn figures, this Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn, is a bit difficult to get hold of. I've seen it pop up on eBay quite a bit recently, ranging from £24 to £30. So if you haven't got one yet, I highly recommend doing so. This is a fantastic looking figure, especially if you're a fan of Spawn like myself, and a fan of the MK11 iteration of Spawn and MK11. This figure is well worth the money. Highly recommended. Probably one of my favourite toy releases I've picked up this year, and I think it'd be quite tight. It'd be quite a big list of best figures of the year for me at the end of the year. Well, that figure will probably come early next year or later this year. Anyway, guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and hope you enjoy this review. There's plenty more content to come, and bye for now.